Hello everyone, welcome to the Stock Market Analysis Day for September 25th, 2025, focusing on the stock market using MetaSignalsPro tools. So let's get started right away as usual with the economic news. You can see that today, we have a very important piece of news at 2:30 p.m. marked as high impact. And yes, it's the announcement of the quarterly GDP. There's the goods trade balance and there's unemployment. So this is something that will have a major impact on markets influenced by the US dollar. And we have some news at 4 p.m. It's a monthly report. Well, it's designated as a high impact event. I don't think there will be a big anything significant on the markets. So be careful at 2:30 p.m. But apart from that, it's clear skies. So we can definitely go for it. So let's go. Let's jump straight into trading view now. So what do we have on the 4-hour chart? We're looking at the British pound against the US dollar today, so GBPUSD. We were in a bullish trend, as you can see on the 4-hour chart on the GU. Then there was a very strong break on Friday, September 19th. We bounced back up. What makes me say we're bearish is that, as you can see, we're breaking back down through this defined range area. So we're really in a market that has turned bearish. So we're going to focus mainly on shorts. You'll see the trade that was taken is very interesting from an analytical perspective. So we're looking at shorts. I'm going to switch to replay mode and you'll see we'll set it up like this. So what's interesting here is that on the 15-minute chart, we were in a bullish market. Then there's a clear, decisive breakout with volume, with imbalance that breaks through the bearish cloud. So that's great. It confirms for us the trend that the price action wants to move downward. And as we know, in these situations, we wait for a reintegration and we hope for a clear reintegration. And that's exactly what happens here. We have only green candles, so bullish ones, that break through the cloud here very strongly. So now I have confirmation since the 15-minute chart has reintegrated strongly, and I want to have confirmation on the 1-minute chart that the price wants to go down. Okay? So of course, once I'm at this point, I'm almost only interested in the 1-minute chart. Well, here you're a bit spoiled regarding the trade, but the trade that's here, but that's okay. Let's go. So I'm rolling out the red carpet for things to happen. Boom. Here we have a clear and definite break of the cloud. Sorry, my connection isn't great. And what you need to understand here is that I have a real breakout. It's not clear in the sense that I would have liked to see only bearish candles. Why? Because that would have allowed me to have a much clearer zone than what we have here. Here I have a problem. If I activate power zone, you can see there are a lot of zones, even though I'm using a rather restrictive setting. So I don't know if I should position myself here, 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 or here. When you're in these situations, what you need to remember is that the defined swing point is clear and obvious. It's the one right here. And for trade safety reasons, I have to cover it. Okay? So now I know that my stop loss should be roughly here. Now after that, it's about how I position my entry. So if you want to be conservative, I think the best entry would have been to position yourself here, that is at the level of the cloud, the old cloud. The price will re-enter, and that's going to be interesting. Except that when I project my risk reward, right? So as usual, we're aiming for the lowest point here. Well, then what happens? We see that it gives me a risk reward of 2.54. 2.54 isn't bad, but I'm still looking at a trade that doesn't have very high potential. So I'm going to take the risk of not being triggered in this specific case. I'm going to take the last bullish candle, which was this one, and I'm going to target this candle here. Why? Because we can see a price reaction here, then it drops back down. There's a bit of imbalance. So there's a chance the price will come back to grab liquidity here, and that's what I'm going to bet on. Okay? Still note that we're looking at a risk reward of 4.95, which is huge, even though I'm telling you this isn't a high potential trade. We could very well see a price reversal. I'll explain why. So let's see what the price does. The price, there we go. Now what's interesting is that the price breaks through the bullish cloud, okay? And it doesn't break through it again right away. It comes back but hesitates to break through again. So that's not a very good sign. We could very well have had something here that, boom, shoots upward. Still, the strength of this swing high here is interesting to me, and especially on the 15-minute chart, I feel very secure. All right, I'm in a range, I have no problem. Let's see, the price is coming. And then finally, as expected, it goes here to take profit. So I got triggered. So it really did come back to grab that liquidity here, which is perfect. I have an ultra profitable trade. So this is an example, right? A really interesting example of how to position your trade. Up to now, we've been using Power Zone and it works very well. But when you're in zones like this, it's much more complicated. Even if I go and change the settings, say I want 4 touches, you see the number of zones that still seem to be of interest. 6. Well, after that, it starts to get ridiculous, but you see, it's really interesting. So we'll leave it at 3. And so I'll explain a bit how to make a manual entry in relation to this. There you go. Have a good day and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.